back to my channel. My name is Erica, and today we will be discussing 6 keys to planning a wedding. So as you know, I am a newlywed, and I recently just had a wedding back in October. So I want to share these tips with you to help you plan your wedding as easy as possible. And also, if you haven't had the chance, please check out the video of our actual wedding day so you can see how all things played out. It was a beautiful day. We really enjoyed it. We was grateful for everyone that participated, and it was actually planned by my husband and I. We only had a day of coordinator, and everything was what we wanted, how we wanted it, and we took care of majority everything for ourselves. We did have people that was involved in the process. Thank you, Jesus. So different friends of mine was able to step in different areas, take care of things for me, put me in contact with different vendors, different people that I was able to utilize. And thankfully I have creative friends, so they was able to help in the process overall. So very grateful to them. Kudos to my great friends. We love you and we thank you. Let's get to it. So the very first thing is set a budget and stick to it. So of course we want to always make sure we have a budget. I got engaged on February 13th of last year, 2021. That very night my husband and I sat down and we made a budget. So it is very important to have a budget. Our budget was more of a range. So weddings was new to both of us. We had never been married. We only had an idea of what the wedding process will be. So again, we was new to this. So our budget was pretty much a range of what we are willing to spend. One of the biggest things for us was to have a debt-free wedding. Thank you, Lord. It was on our prayer list. We prayed about it, we sold about it, and God delivered. So we did. We was able to have a debt-free wedding. And when I say debt-free, meaning that when the wedding was over, we didn't owe anyone. We financed our own wedding. We didn't have any loans. Any loans as in owing the bank. We was able to go into some finances from assets that we have, and that helps also helped us finance our wedding. So again, take those things into consideration. With that, I would add, have a wedding you can afford. A wedding is one day. Marriage is for the rest of your life. You want to go into your marriage financially stable, or just in a better place financially. You don't want to go into your marriage with debt, especially not just from one day. If you have debt, it should be something else. Student loans, education, homes, cars maybe, but it should not be your wedding day hanging on the shoulders of your marriage. Number 2, pick an affordable venue. Venues are very expensive. The more you can get in a package for the venue, the better. One of the things that helped us was we picked a venue that included catering. They had catering packages. Most venues do not allow catering outside of their venue. And in the case they do, you're going to spend another $5,000 or better just on food alone. So if you can find a venue that have catering or have even photographers and different things included in the packages, the better. Because most likely, because you're doing those bundles, it will save you a lot of money on the back end. So definitely find your affordable venue and find you a venue that have multiple versions of what it is you desiring for your perfect date. Number 3, choose your must-have. So there is a million ways to throw in. There's many traditions. There's many things you may want to have and many things you may not even need. There are things that are important to you and things that are important to your spouse. Pick those things and then decide what your must-haves. Whether you need a photographer. Some people don't feel like pictures are necessary. Whether you need a videographer. Some people would rather look back on their video, and some people would rather just not have a video and be able to look back on their pictures. Whatever floats your boat works. Even things as far as car service. Is that necessary? Do you need a car service? Again, certain things are important to certain people. Something that was very important to me was having a second line band. Now, this is traditional to me, my city, and just a New Orleans thing, basically. So for me, that was something that was very important to me. And I told Marcus that up front, probably long before we decided to get married. So it was one of those things that was understood. Thankfully for us, we was actually gifted um, a second line band. So one of my great friends blessed us with the gift of a second line band. So that was something that we didn't even have to put into our budget, and we were still able to get. Again, make sure that you choose the things that is a must have for you. And it also allows you to check some things off your list that you just simply don't need. All right. Number 4, pick your wedding party and provide budgets and due dates up front. Something that is big is the wedding can be very stressful if the wedding party is not on board. And when I say that, I mean you have people who want to be a part of your big day. They want to be in the wedding. However, it's your choice. So in the case that you do choose how many people you're going to have and who's going to be in the wedding, a big thing to do is to provide them a budget and due dates up front so that they're aware of what their role is. Because having a budget and things like that in place, not just for you, not just for the wedding, but also for the wedding party, helps you to navigate how you're going to get things done in a timely manner. And most of the time, things need to be paid as a group together to make sure everything is on course. If there's issues with sizing, if there's issues with a particular shoe, a particular style of a tux, a color, certain things, not having your people pay on time, not having your people in place, not having the different sizes you may need, all that alters the process of getting things done, meeting your timeline, meeting your budget, and also it just helps to make things so much smoother. So for me, that was a huge relief. I had a small party, 5 people, and again, I gave them the budget, gave them the due date. It was broken up in certain time frames. Everyone was able to pay their portion. Everyone was able to get what they needed for the wedding, and this was both guys and girls. Different things come up. We had to do an exchange on a dress. We ran into certain issues with suits and things like that. But because we had so many of those things in place up front, we was able to tackle it and keep it moving. Number 5, make a guest list and stick to it. Listen, weddings are expensive, and most of what you're paying for is the people. You're paying for people to come and enjoy your big day, and it can be expensive. Deciding how many people you're going to have attend your wedding matters. And also, you're doing head counts. Again, all of this stuff is in your budget. All of these things can be explained by the venue you choose, how head count work, if head count is even an issue. But most of the time, choosing a guest list can get real iffy. You have people calling, reaching out. You have people asking, can other people come, and different things like that. And before you know it, you'll have a list as long as your arm. So having a guest list allows you to check it off, to make sure you have everyone's information, to get everything out to them on time, and for them to RSVP on time. So that is very important. You also need a guest list because you usually have to provide that guest list to the venue so that they'll have an idea of seating, and also just kind of letting the guests know what your expectation is of them attending, whether there's a dress code, whether they can bring a guest or not, RSVPing, if there's a timeline, if there's a date, if there's a cutoff, and so on and so forth. So again, have your guest list in place. Something me and my husband did was he made a guest list of people he would like to attend, and I made a guest list of people I would like to have attend. Oh, also with the guest list, third and fourth cousins and people that you don't talk to and people that you don't know, but is the cousin of your uncle who used to be married to your auntie and all that. Yeah, I'm sorry. No invite. Yeah, you can't invite everybody to your wedding. It just don't work like that. I'm sorry. I had to give out many no's, and hmm, something you gotta do. Guest list, stick to it. Last and final one, number 6. Be open with your date. So, as we saw in the pandemic, things don't always work out as planned. Be very open with your date. I would even say have a plan A and a plan B. Our original wedding day wasn't even available once we found out venue. So there's that. That can alter your wedding day, and also things may come up. We had people who planned waiting for the pandemic, and then the pandemic happened, so they wasn't able to have weddings. Things happen with family, and things can just occur that can alter some things. And a big thing with family is, we have people that we desire to be a part of our big wedding day. It can be a grandmother, a grandfather, or even a parent. And something may occur with them where you need to kind of move some things around. And again, hopefully that's not the case, but it happens. Or you can go to a venue and just find out that all of the vendors you desire to have at your wedding or be a part of your wedding, that they're not available, that the schedules don't work. So you may need to move some things around in those regards. So again, just kind of be open with your dates. So initially our wedding was going to be October 22nd. Again, that date didn't work out. We ended up doing October 8th. One thing we did know is we wanted to do a Friday wedding. We wanted to have something that was basically like a 4-day weekend for people who was visiting. They will be able to come to New Orleans that Thursday or so, have the wedding on Friday, and still have the option to spend the weekend in New Orleans and enjoy New Orleans on their own term, and or be able to turn around and go back home for the weekend. So that was something that was important to us. Also, Friday nights are cheaper than a Saturday. With that, just have flexibility, because things can change, things can come up, and don't feel restricted to a special day, to a particular date, because at the end of the day is special because you are marrying your person. So it really doesn't matter about the date, a birthday or whatever date you decide. At the end of the day, once it becomes your wedding day, it's a special day. So it works. I'm gonna throw this in as a bonus. Don't wait too far out. I would not suggest planning a wedding over a year long. The whole plan of a wedding is to get married. So don't focus so much on a wedding that you delay the blessing of a marriage. Some people wait and wait and wait, and they never get married. Some will say that maybe they're just not ready, but for the most part, I think it's just the comfort of being in a process of engagement that can keep you there longer than you need to be, that you should be, or even that you expect to be. So I would say once you get engaged, start planning your wedding, make some timelines, and go ahead and tie the knot. All right? That is all I have for you guys. I am not trying to keep you long, but I thank you for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, leave me any thoughts or ideas of things we can talk about next. See you later.